With me are the co-founders Adeeti Singh and Rupal Sharma. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. What inspired the two of you to start Oh, hi?
There was this space always missing that is connecting with people in cafes and airports.
Why it's called Ohigh? Like Ohigh?
When you see somebody, you'll always say, oh, hi.
People show the good side of their life.
So Ohigh is making world an open space basically.
Great circle, you have got a great lifestyle. Add your friends up and let's see, every week we show who is the most happening group.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If you've achieved something in your life, Ohigh gives you real life badges which you can flaunt on the fame wall of every cafe room.
All these cities sound like where the cafe culture is really high. Mumbai is a bit more like life in the fast lane. People don't sit down and sip their coffees.
It could be more valuable for Mumbai. People are in a hurry, you're able to make a good relevant connection on the go.
Entering the UK market, so congratulations on that. Hi everyone, I'm Neha Dhupia, and what am I doing here? I'm in conversation. That's what I love to do. But while being in conversation with many interesting people across, I have to tell you that I stumbled upon this brand new or relatively new social networking app called Ohigh. I'm very intrigued to find out so much more about it because I loved every bit of it. Now with me are the co-founders Adeeti Singh and Rupal Sharma. So let's actually give them a little more talk time. Yes, Neha, note to self. Give them the talk time to tell you more about Ohigh. Aditi, hi. Rupal, hi. How are you?
Hi Neha. First of all, really glad to have you here at our office in Ohio. And really have been a great fan of yours, loved your movies, loved your shows, everything about you.
Thank you. Wow. Oh my God. Like if I wasn't married, I'd be marrying you right now. You're so kind to me. But you know, I just feel like everything about Ohigh sounds fantastic. Now, I'm not going to say too much about it except finding out more and more about it. Tell me, Aditi, what is a Ohigh and what inspired the two of you to start Ohigh?
Sure. So, billions of people walk to millions of cafes and airports, in a day. So we were always very fascinated and excited about going to cafes. In a day, we used to go like 4 to 5 times in a cafe. And we always used to gaze and stare at people as if, what are they doing? Like whenever door used to open, people used to enter and everybody used to just be like, okay, somebody just entered. So we started studying this and understanding. And during the second lockdown then, we spoke to people that what is it that they love about people in cafes and, why they are so excited about, checking out the crowd or something that they want to be all dressed up and go to cafes and all. So that's how the idea came. So Ohigh is making world an open space basically. So what happens here is when you go to cafes and airports and there was this space always missing that is connecting with people in cafes and airports because this is a world in itself. So what we do is when you go to a cafe.
A world where there's a lot of waiting sometimes.
Yeah,
Yes.
So when you go to a cafe and all, what you do is you check in and you see all those people sitting there in that cafe. You can connect with them, network with them. If you've achieved something in your life, Ohigh gives you real life badges which you can flaunt on the fame wall of every cafe room. So cafe room is basically a digital room of that particular cafe. So this is what basic idea about Ohigh is.
Okay, so I'm going to sum this up for you. You're just what you are doing is that when you know and the spots that you know where there's a lot of waiting potential of people or having footfall of people who are sitting around and possibly interested in getting to know more people, engaging, and then also trying to build so safety is something that's completely open-ended, so let's not go there, but a not so ambiguous place where you can network with people because you're also seeing them in person, right? Yeah? I mean, something like that, my understanding. We'll take it stepwise. Please keep correcting me where I'm wrong. I'm going to turn to you, Rupal. What do you envision as Ohigh's future? And also tell me why it's called Ohigh. Like Ohigh? Oh, hi. What does it stand for? Is it that?
Yeah, that is what. When you see somebody, you'll always say, oh, hi. So that was the idea came about that.
Oh, someone new, maybe someone you were really intrigued by?
Yeah.
Because the O doesn't come if that person's not new, right? Because now I know you.
Yeah.
You'll say that I'm the founder of Ohigh. So I'll be like, oh, hi.
Yeah.
And then the second time around, I'll be like, hi, Aditi.
Hi.
Okay, I get it. So first time meetings.
Yeah, that's the first instance.
So tell me, what do you envision for Ohigh's future?
Sure. So for Ohio, what we probably want to make it is make world an open space like Adeeti mentioned. People who go from one place to another, or somebody who wants to network, just get out of your house, go to a nearby coffee shop. They are able to connect, make network. Someone traveling from one city to another city, they have nothing to do. They just walk out, go to a coffee shop, and that's it. They start making networking, and everybody is there. So you want to become a network which makes world a space where nobody has to rely on DMing people from home. You don't know whom you're texting to, and the other person is probably faking or spamming or whatever is happening. People are there. Let them go out. Be free to chat with whoever you want to talk to. Everybody over there you can see, right? So there's no deceptiveness over there. They match the kind of place you go, the vibes are matching because you're on the same space, right? So that's the entire vision is. If this could happen at a scale where everyone knows कि यार Ohigh है ना, तो conversation is easy. Airport के 2 घंटे should not look like a boring stay. Yeah, 2 घंटे, let's see who is around here. Let's chat with people, right? Let's see that vision. You never know what turns up, right? You might connect with someone who could be a fellow traveler. You might turn up into somebody who could be a business opportunity, or just chatting around with people, right? So that kind of space we want to build up, because people have been scrolling down phones for past a decade now, and being in phones, there's no real connection. If you talk to people on a social network, they have 2,000 friends, but real life में मिले शायद 20 से भी नहीं होंगे. And that's what you want. And every time they go out, they see hundreds of people sitting around. The networking lies there. That's what
I feel like there's also social numbness that's kicked in, right? Because everybody's just on their phones, they're scrolling. But via the scrolling, if this helps me meet you, like if I was assuming we had the setup of an airport lounge, and I'm sitting here and you're sitting, be like, and you didn't know who I was, and I didn't know who the two of you are. And if we both were on Ohigh, the app, and then we get to know who you and I are. You also have the badge, and I also have the badge. It also gives us the initiative to put our phones down and actually get to know each other, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's a big one, because it's a huge, I feel there's social stagnation, friends are dropping off, at least the real ones. It's not like how the Wonder Years used to be. And it's so great that something like this is coming, because it is the talk of the town, the need of the hour, whatever you turn around and call it. And what do we call it? Ohigh.
Ohigh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why we call it that is
Because that's the first instance when you see somebody and you're like, oh, hi.
which one of the two of you came up with that?
Actually, the name or the idea?
The name.
So the name...
It's mutual.
Yeah,
Something we were figuring a lot of stupid names. Yeah. We were trying to
Stupid ones. Give me the
We were
stupid
writing
ones.
the names on the boards, yeah. So at least 50 to 60 names were there.
And Wood. I was Joey's, how you doing? We were trying to do that.
Imagine saying, hi, I'm a badge holder and Joyce, how you doing?
Yeah, we were very fond if we can shorten it up.
No, then we also we thought of naming it something like a Facebook, so we named it as Crowd Book also. So it was Crowd Book. Why it is a book? Because it's a book full of crowds.
So, yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're not narrowing it down to like any badge holders, like everyone in the crowd.
That's
These awkward names were there, and then we came up to Ohigh.
Yeah, you didn't like call it need an investor, want to be unicorn.
No, so we both don't probably think around unicorn because it's more about value proposition.
Yes, of course.
Basically, and then that's how. So if you're able to do that, bring value to people's life, then yeah, obviously the success follows you up, right?
Yeah.
So we both probably have the same mindset in that perspective.
That's so great. And, what's the exact moment when you knew that, Ohigh is going to be a game changer? Because right now you have, 1.3 million users, and you've 300,000 people waiting in line to actually become badge holders.
Yes. So I'd like to answer this question in two parts. Firstly,
Yes,
so the entire first 2 years for us was trying to understand trying to build here, how can we scale it, what kind of behavior people are going to have. लोगों को चाहिए क्या was the important question, और कैसे चाहिए, are we delivering it right? So first 2 years went over there, and then last year came a moment when we were 9th in the world. We were just growing, and we went viral. We saw people coming from around 175 cities downloading our app in a span of 2 weeks. We went from, I guess, not even being in 200 to 9th on Apple Store and number 1 in India, and then we were just growing and we crashed 3 a.m. in the night. And then we realized, okay, if we start growing, we can grow actually really, really fast. And that was a beautiful moment for us to realize, okay, whatever we're trying to build, अगर ये समझ में आया तो ये बहुत तेजी से scale कर सकता है. And that's when we realized, okay, this is something we can bring change to people's life, and we can get, if being in one office in one city, you can see people coming from 175 cities, that means something. Like,
Yeah.
then you suddenly start realizing, and you're not burning millions of dollars, you're just trying to figure out, okay, look, what people need. right? And that was the moment we realized, okay, if the team works together nicely, we all come down and start getting this mission, we can actually be the next, big solution for the world, or big network for the world.
Of course.
That was the moment probably both think, yeah, that worked for us.
That's amazing. And where are you at right now? So 175 is 175 cities is where you're at right now.
Yeah, we have seen
Yeah,
people
it's growing. It's growing.
huh?
Yeah, that time it was 175. Now it is growing. The cities are growing. 200 plus, 250 plus in India.
Aditi, I'm going to ask you this: that how do you personally stay connected with the real users of Ohigh to find out what they actually want? Maybe in life, maybe out of the app. How does that work?
Yeah. So I have this habit of carrying my diary everywhere. So I always have a diary with me, and I always sit alone, have a coffee, and I'm just noting down things over there. So I just randomly go to people's table also. I do that. I go to people's table, and I just kind of interrupt them and ask them a few questions about things. I always gaze around people, and they're like, "Pagal hai kya? Ghur kyun rahi hai?" So I have this habit of staying connected.
Oh,
and
so
I
you're
don't
the
be-
one. You're the one. Now I know. Now I know where I've seen you. You're the one who was staring at me at a coffee shop. I'm just kidding.
So yeah, so that's how the things came from, and then we started talking to other people as well, and that's how I recognized that लोगों को आदत है यार अपने BMW की key रख देंगे table पे या कुछ ऐसे भी. People like showing off in public spaces, showing off with their expensive mobiles, showing off with their clothes and everything. So I thought यार इनको सबको पहचान की ज़रूरत भी है. When they go out to these places, they want to be recognized. Yeah, कि मैं अपनी life, if I'm rich, if I've done something in my life, I want people around to know me. So that's how we started understanding things, and that's how I stay connected with people and note down everything in my diary every time.
I also have a habit of calling people around.
Yeah.
To ask them questions. Somebody uses the app more, you use kar kyun raha hai? She wants to know that.
And does that freak them out or does that make them happy?
Sometimes freak them out, and majorly freak them out basically.
No, so tell me, with so many social apps that are out there, what makes Ohigh stand out? Like, why do you think that at 3 a.m. in the morning the app crashed? Clearly you've done
Right,
something right
right.
without spending those millions of dollars on marketing or just other expenses that you'd like to put in on the app. Like, what makes it stand out?
I believe that what makes Ohigh different is we are more focused on the real world. We don't want to go on a content fight like other apps have been doing, because what is going to happen is if you want to do a content fight, you already have the biggest players of the world. You cannot leave Instagram, you cannot leave YouTube. They're the king of the content right now,
Yes.
right? So when you got two the big giants like these, and you try to enter a content market, it's really tough. It's just burning out money, major cases, right? We wanted to build something that is more valuable, which all these apps didn't have. So the core value that Ohigh carries is place where, let me put it as a situation here. You are in Starbucks, there's somebody sitting and you want to talk to him, and you're not confident enough to go and say hi. You feel like, I'm not sure if I should say hi. Can any other app gonna help you at that particular moment? I don't think so. Instagram is useful that time, Facebook or any app, because you're right there, the person is right there, and that moment won't come back. That is 10 a.m. in the morning, Starbucks, you're sitting, and एक बार वो गया आप गए, and there's chance that you might run into each
But you
other.
can look them up on Ohigh?
Yeah, because if the both check-ins, you can see that. So that's what we wanted to build. That's just more valuable.
That you both have to check in to say that you're at this cafe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that you find similar people there as well.
Exactly. Yeah. And people do that because you're in a safe place, you're in an environment which you usually go to, and you find people who are spending your kind of money, living your kind of lifestyle, because it's the same place. You're not in a random space, you're in a particular social space. So people can check in and network. That makes us different, that we're only focused to where the value comes from people. Like Adeeti mentioned, the validation, which doesn't go with you with any other app. That badge that you have on any other social media, if you walk into Starbucks, nobody knows you're famous on some platform. But if there's something that can just highlight something about you, if people want to read about you or you think people should know,
And you have followers on Ohigh as well?
yes, you do.
Yes, we do.
So you have to be famous on the app, within the app, like any other social app.
No, that's not required.
No, that's not required. If you're famous anywhere online also, if you're a creator, for example, and you have millions of followers, but when you go out to cafes and all, nobody recognizes you. So you can apply for that badge over there on Ohigh. That's how we do a few checks over there, and that's how the badge is allotted to you. So when you have that badge, whenever you go to cafes, you're always highlighted. Your profile is highlighted.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm going to shoot this question to both of you, and because I would imagine both of you having different answers for this. Like, what's been the most life-changing kind of experience you've had at a cafe or an airport lounge that has probably changed things for you?
So it's a very beautiful story basically. It's related to Ohigh only. So we were in a cafe, we were at a hotel, I think Marriott Hotel it was. So we were there in a coffee shop and we saw somebody sitting over there with a group of 3-4 people. And I am very bad at recognizing people, but Rupal recognized him very clearly and he said, yaar ye to koi investor lag raha hai yaar. So I was like, it's pagal hai kya? How can we go and talk to him like this? So he said, no, I can go. So he went there and he said, hey, hi. He was like, yeah, you can't come up to me like this. So we just said, we need 2 minutes from you. So he just, it was very gentle of him. He came from his table and he gave us a side and he listened to us for 2, 3, 5 minutes. And that's how we pitched him Ohigh, that this is what we are doing. And he was very excited about it. Then we got a meeting with him and he was the first backer of Ohigh. In terms of mentoring, in terms of emotional support, in terms of everything. So yes, that changed things
we
for
got
us.
a lot of big investors. We got investors from like very fortunate to raise from a lot of big people.
Yeah.
But that journey of being him at our side always helped us out in everything. He was always there. And that one connection we never knew. And then probably changed our life. And
She said we might be having different answers for this.
Yeah, and I really thought it was so great. No, when you've got Ohigh on your mind, then you've got Ohigh on your mind. There's nothing else. There's no winning there.
yeah, that's how it works. Probably once you go maniac about something, like you want to solve this, then yeah, that's how we
It's
probably.
also the power of manifestation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would imagine that it's not just a chance meeting for the two of you, it's also a chance meeting for him. Because now the app is doing well.
because,
So he'll probably have the same story as well, which is
Definitely.
great. Now, which badge of Ohigh is your personal favorite and why?
Creator, because it's one of the economy that, I mean, people are just loving. I love this rise of people who want to be creators every now and then. And they're just increasing. And that's the beauty of India.
Yeah.
Earlier, we used to think that we have such a huge population, but now the youngsters, the young generation coming up and just taking over the economy of the creator economy and just making content so nicely. I believe creator is one of my favorite. And I want more and more people to be there and be part of that fraternity because that drives a lot of, business for the world.
That's so great. I mean, okay, at least, and also you both think differently. So, and it's great to have, somebody who's thinking like you on the app, and then there's someone like you, and then you find, and I would imagine you also finding like-minded people to be interested in, to find collaborations, even for the app, right?
Yeah.
It would work for the app as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So now entering the UK market, so congratulations on that. Must have been,
Thank you so much.
super thrilling. What was your core vision behind penetrating such a vibrant market for kind of networking?
Yeah, so when it comes to UK, we were very fortunate that we were invited by the Welsh government to launch there. We became the first Indian app to be there and invited by them to launch Ohigh. And so obviously it was very exciting for us because it's a very socially charged country where people understand, they talk about the product, they talk about what value they create. Over there, people are more excited about, if something, a new trend comes in and that's really helpful for them, they talk about it freely. There's nothing, they actually believe in voluntarily talking about good things, right? That's one wonderful part. And so we're very excited about being there and, the content that we are able to make over there and make people talk about it. And the kind of, vibes we are getting when talking about a social network. And you don't have to be very contemporary while marketing over there. You can go as crazy as throwing parties, talking about beers. Yeah.
People are very organic over there. They love the concept and the idea of, connecting with people in cafes, bars.
But I would imagine now an app like Ohigh would change things even here, right?
Yeah.
For people. Like, if you think that the organic factor is kind of slightly missing here because, people may be too quick or too slow to judge, to find out. But these moments of serendipity that you actually create via Ohigh, and the more you do them, the more people will actually rely on, networking via, the badges and the app and coincidentally being at the same places, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely.
But it's so great to enter the London market and to get such a, I mean, it was literally the red carpet that was rolled out for you.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
the crazy market.
We're excited about it. India is like, it is a huge market. It's a great potential
India
that
is
it
a
has.
very diverse market.
Yeah.
A lot of different kind of people are here. Some are this kind, some are that kind. So we took a lot of time to study and understand India in itself, studying people from more than 200 plus cities, was insane. Now UK is completely
We're
different.
trying to find a way to become suddenly a very, very fast-growing app using the two different kind of people and merging them in the app.
Which city have you seen the maximum growth in within India?
Delhi and Bangalore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pune, yeah.
In Pune as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I would imagine all these cities sound like where the cafe culture is really high as well.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mumbai is a bit more like life in the fast lane. People don't sit down and sip their coffees as much. But yeah, it's changing.
It could be more valuable for Mumbai. People are in a hurry. You're able to make a good, relevant connection on the go. Sometimes you don't know, because all people are there who are from different fields and all walking around, from diversified fields. Like people are just networking. You finding one of the other opportunities to figure out to probably grow in their career. That is one of the things. And probably the actors, the creators. It's a different city altogether.
Great. Now, do you think people love to flex their lifestyle? And how does Ohigh fit in there? Because you did mention the part where people like to slide their keys on their table or show which phone they're using.
Yeah, I mean, I believe the way social media has been operating, right, for a while, it's all about people show the good side of their life. What they're doing, what's great happening in their life, the flamboyantness, the flexing, everything about the good part of their life. So yeah, that's something as humans we love, being validated, right, the way we live. So where we fit in is probably we've got two things here that we figured out that's part of human nature that we can capitalize on, probably give them a better solution to it is. We want to have the validation badges. That was the reason, because if you want to flex in a smarter way,
Yeah.
right? Tell them if you're doing good in life, highlight that, but in a very smarter way, right? Yeah. That could be one of the things. And second thing, you want people to come together, and we have got introduced something called a Hap Store, which is like a game that if you're really happening, you've got a great circle, you've got a great lifestyle. Let's get your team together, add your friends up, and let's see, every week we show who is the most happening group.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you should give them Jordans or something. Let's show who is the most happening group.
And are there lots of those groups on the App Store?
Definitely, a lot of groups are there on the App Store. They're adding their friends from different cities, wherever they're going and checking in, and a lot of other activities that brings you to App Store, and you're trending on App Store every day.
Well done, you guys. Like, I feel like the only thing that's keeping me away from Ohigh is not downloading the app. So after hearing all these amazing things from the two of you, the first thing I'm going to do is download the app, try and work towards the badge, because I'll be 300,001 in waiting.
No, for you, we have something very exclusive, that is a fame tick.
Okay.
For you, definitely, fame tick is the best thing that we can, give you on Ohigh.
Okay, okay.
Fame tick is for like...
It's for actual famous people. It's for actually celebrities, famous people like you.
All right, I'm embarrassed, but I'll take that.
That goes with you forever. Like, that goes with you forever. That stays wherever you go, even if you go to a country which Bollywood is not familiar to, but you will be there and go, someone is here who is famous in some part of the world, and he's right here.
I mean, that's so cool. I'm glad I worked in the business for more than 20 years. But now I know why I did it, because I want to have the fame tick from Ohigh. But I have to say, Adeeti, Rupal, it's been absolutely wonderful talking to the two of you, understanding what Ohigh stands for, what you do, what you're doing for society, for bringing people together, what you're doing as far as social network is concerned. And yeah, we'd love to stay up to date with everything that's happening. Thank you very much for the chat.
Absolutely excited to have you in the FameWall someday soon.
Yes.
Definitely.
Very, very soon. So yeah, I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm getting on the app right now. You guys know what to do. Ohigh.